All right, I'm back, y'all. Sorry it took me a little bit. I just gotta find. Let's see here. All righty. All right, I sent that one out. Okay, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming back in. I just sent the email. Maybe they will come up for a few minutes. If they can't, that's all right. Welcome back. See, I like this. I can see y'all can see the things better to me here on computer. When it's like the other way, I can't. It makes me aggravated, paranoid. But when I do it on my phone, it don't really bother me as bad because it's I can like do my driving. Yes, I think he said yes. They it might take them a little few minutes to get up in there, but I don't want that. I'm really excited for the clinic February 24th. We actually going to be investigating it. I think we're going to start around getting everything start setting up around about 6:37, and then we're going to try to go and start our live around about 9. So I hope and pray that we'll get that done and get it over with. Hey, bud.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there, trying to get this old sore shoulder straightened out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing this for a while.
Yeah. I ain't had a chance to do much. Every time I get ready to go live, my cousin's supposed to be up here on the panel with me, but she hadn't had a chance to get around doing everything.
Hey, sometimes it's hard to get everything done in time.
So, what have you been doing?
Very little since this shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
I'm starting to get back to doing a little more, but it ain't healing as fast as what I was hoping.
Yeah.
But there's places where it's a whole lot better, but there's places where I think it's worse.
Yeah. That's me. I was doing pretty good till about the last 3 hours of work today, and where I broke my ankle several years ago. Now it hurts every time a little cold weather comes by or if it rains.
Yeah, Yeah, I know of evenings out here when the weather starts going back cold of evenings. I can really tell it in that shoulder. It don't
Mm,
take long, and it'll start throbbing, then my hand will get just ice cold.
yeah. Yeah. So let's see. You have any new baby animals lately?
Now, not in the last, tell you what, was it November? I think the last one was around November, December maybe. I'm not really sure when that last one was born.
Yeah.
I've got one down there that was born in October that I ain't made no videos on yet. I got to get started on getting his videos edited and get them out.
Yeah.
He's born Halloween night.
Uh,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Hey.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
after losing my friend out there in St. Louis and some other ones that was, we've lost about 3 real good friends this year or last year. And I don't know, that one, it took a toll on me.
yeah.
But I gotta get started back and get back up and get at it. Start getting
Yeah.
some things done.
Yeah. Vicky said he was a little spook.
Yeah, well, I named him Frankie.
That's pretty
Soon,
cool.
soon as he was born, that's what I said. Hey, Frankie. Yeah, buddy, come up here and help me that night.
Oh, really?
That's Stevie.
Yeah.
He got he got here just about the time he was born.
There's my friend Crystal. She came in.
Howdy, howdy.
Yeah. We're going to have to get a YouTube meet up around here soon.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the other night when I seen where you was over at your brother-in-law's.
Yeah.
That would have been a good opportunity right there.
Yeah.
Got them, maybe got some extra people in over there on, for them, and had a little YouTube meetup at the same time.
Yeah. I'm going to have I'm thinking about checking with him and see if I can't have one there probably this fall before it gets too cold and stuff like that.
Hey,
And that way we can enjoy the all the festivities they have, like the bouncy houses and stuff like that.
I hear you.
Now, they got some good food over there.
Hey, I know that one. I think it was your brother-in-law. You said that you got the picture of him there. He looked awful familiar.
Yeah, his name is Josh Watson.
Josh Watson. That sounds familiar too.
You know Ben Watson deals with cows and stuff. And used to own the store out here on 268.
Seems like I've heard of the name, but I'm not 100% on it. But I think I seen him. I don't know if it was at one of the stock sales or something.
Possibility. They got cow and they got some pigs over there.
Yeah,
They got some goats and chickens and turkey and all that stuff over there.
yeah. But I'm pretty sure. I know I've met him somewhere. I just can't place where.
Yeah,
Or maybe not met him, but seen him.
he's a produce farmer,
Okay.
and he does that stuff on the side in the fall and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
Hey,
they up there what? Quarter off of 268.
yeah, right behind Copeland School.
Okay.
Robin says hi, Lazy Acres.
Howdy.
Yeah, that's where they have all like the pumpkin patch and the corn maze and all that kind of stuff, and they get a airplane to fly over the farm area, and
Yeah,
then they will take a picture of the cornfield area where they do the corn maze,
yeah.
and every year they have a different theme of the corn maze.
I hear you.
Then they'll go out there and they'll mark it off and walk it off, and then they'll keep it mowed down and all that stuff when it comes up.
Yeah. I started to say I'd be the one. I'd be the one out there trying to do that stuff. I'd be the one in there lost.
Yeah.
I thought maybe that's what you was going to say. Was they flew airplane over and dropped off food bags every once in a while for the ones that got lost out there.
Yeah. That's a pretty good place. They stay packed every year, so it's pretty nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been talking to some of the other channels around here about trying to a bunch of us try to get together one year and have something.
Yeah.
But just finding a place to do it, like it's a hard part because some of these places they won't charge you arm and a leg to do anything,
Yeah.
and then you ain't guaranteed nobody's going to show up.
Yeah. That's what I'm afraid of. 'Cause
Uh,
when we had our hot dog supper for our group, I invited a bunch of people. I had over about 35, 40 people supposed to be coming. Only 8 showed up. And here I had like $300 or $400 worth of hot dogs and stuff.
I hear you.
Me and my dad, we eat hot dogs for about 3, 4 months.
Hey, yeah, it's like when I had them T-shirts made. I had a lot of people wanted them, and then I pretty much, ordered. Everybody told me they wanted it, and then I had a few extra made, and then they went but a handful took them.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
I've been aiming to get us some T-shirts made to sell, but I just now getting all our group T-shirts made, and that's about it. It costs too much to get them all made up.
Yeah, and I tell you what, the bad part, like I said, trying to figure out what sizes of this and that to get. If you ain't careful, you'll have a whole bunch of shirts, and then you don't know if you'll sell them or not.
Yeah,
Because I when I done mine, I think I ordered 50 shirts, and had a boy here local that done it, and he cut me a pretty good deal in them. But I didn't sell enough to even make my money back on them.
yeah,
And then I gave a bunch of that many of them away and stuff. So,
yeah.
but now I've got Teespring now, so but ain't nobody ordered none off of it.
I'm gonna try to get. I'm liking 56 more hours to get my 3,000 watch hours,
Hey,
and then next time I'm just gonna let that last 1,000 get to 4,000. I'm just gonna let it just ride on its own.
I hear you. I know. Well, say when we got this channel monetized, we didn't have that option.
Yeah,
You had to have the pull 4,000 and everything. But we had that channel to give us that shout out and got us about 600 subscribers there in about 2 hours time.
yeah,
And so we started going live. We went live every night, and it was 2 to 4 hour live just about every night for probably close to 4 to 5 weeks.
yeah.
But we got them hours in there and got them monetized.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go live every night this week and Sunday my regular cop show.
Uh,
Tomorrow, I don't know if me and my dad's gonna go out to investigate or not. So I might just stay here at the house and do something other, and then same way Thursday, Friday be me driving home from work. I'm gonna do live Friday and Saturday
Hey,
evening.
I know
And
I've been aiming to go in and start running your playlist, but I've been doing some redesigning in here and stuff, and got
yeah,
everything pretty much tucked loose. I just kind of been hooking it up as I use it.
yeah,
As soon as I get that done here in the next day or two, I'll turn them on and start running your plays.
well, I appreciate that so much.
Hey, but I know when I was doing it before, a lot of them said they was running the playlist.
Yeah,
That's funny. I never could really see that many errors coming in except for off of the lives.
yeah. I like lives a little bit better because if I edit, especially in the paranormal stuff, if you edit the video, then put it up, there's a lot of people claiming that you're faking stuff, and
Yeah, I could see that now.
paranormal is totally different ball game. Somebody can fart, it'll hurt their feelings and
Oh
everything
yeah,
like that. And I just seem to go live and just keep all that drama down.
yeah. But you have to watch it on the lives too. Sometimes you have them comes in doing that too.
Yeah.
We got we got one strike one time for just a little while on account of a crazy person. But I appealed it with YouTube and told them, my side of the story, what happened and everything, and
Yeah.
went to bed. And next morning, because I told them I didn't even want the video back up. I didn't care from taking the video down. I just didn't like the strike, because it wasn't my
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah.
And shoot, I got up the next morning, the video was back up, the strike was gone, and everything else. I'm like, Lord have mercy, I got to get that video off her because I didn't want that video on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was back before you could you couldn't do no editing on live shows back in. If you stopped it and done anything, it took everything off.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just take the whole thing down, be easier than trying to figure out how to edit a live stream back in because I don't even know how you done it back in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I think you can go in and edit parts out and still keep your watch hours and everything from the live stream, I think.
Yeah. I think my night light went out.
Oh,
Yeah, I got me a light that says on air. Supposed
yeah,
to
I
be.
seen that there. It
It went.
is. It ain't on there now.
Yeah, it went out. I guess the battery went dead.
It's hard to say, or one of your little friends there followed you home, playing tricks on you.
My friend Crystal said I still got one tablet going for several running your playlist. I really appreciate that.
Hey,
Several days ago, I need check see if it's still playing. I appreciate that, Crystal.
yeah, I had a friend. He'd get ready to go to bed at night. He run his cord in there for his cell phone in his closet,
Yeah,
and he'd lay his phone in the closet and or turn my playlist on, lay his phone in there in the closet, and lay I think he said a coat or something over it, and then go to bed. Left it laying in there playing all night.
I got. I leave my tablet on the one that's on my SLS camera, but I had to keep check on it because even though it is plugged up, it'll still go dead sometimes because it came over on a Mayflower with my dad, and so
I've
it's
got I've got an old laptop in there I had when I was trucking, and I had to take the battery out because it got to where it wouldn't even work. And I took the battery out, plugged it up, and it worked. So,
yeah,
but it's OXP, so I can't I can't use it for nothing.
No. That's the way I got this old big computer right here, like a desk computer, but I don't have it hooked up to the internet. I just got it where I do my notes and stuff like that on. I do most of my main work over here on the laptop
Hey,
because it's more smarter than that computer there is.
yeah, but the bad part, computers have got kind of expensive, and to get a laptop where you can really do a good editing and stuff, you're gonna spend a pretty good penny on a laptop.
Yeah.
I mean, my uh, big piece, say here, that I do with everything on, it just one of them El Cheapos from Walmart about 3 or 4 years ago. I think I gave like $400 for it.
Yeah.
But it's probably standing on about its last leg anyway. So I'm gonna have to soon do something new.
I got one up there that it's a Dell computer, a laptop. Uh, it's from Walmart, but it's got the screen. It's look like you're looking through a negative of a film. I don't know how to get it like a normal screen.
I don't know unless something's happened to. Has it always been that way, or
It's brand spanking new. I mean, I got it out of the box, and
I
I don't know what's going on with it.
I believe I took that thing back.
Well, I don't know how we got it because my dad went outside on the front porch one day at his house, and it was set propped up against the chair out on his front porch.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
does it have a HDMI plug or a place for an external monitor?
uh, I do not know. It's got a whole bunch of holes on each side of it.
Look and see if it's got a place for another monitor or HDMI.
Yeah,
If it does, hook it up to a different monitor
yeah.
and see if it's like that on the monitor. It may just be something wrong with the screen.
I'll try that sometime.
I mean, if it is, at least you can hook it to a monitor and use it that way. Or if it's that new, you could probably look around and find a new screen for it.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just like what I say, out of adjustment or something other. I don't know. It's just
Uh,
I started watching a YouTube video on it one day and I couldn't sit there and watch it. It had me all messed up in the head.
hey, well, that laptop I got in there, what I was talking about for my truck, and I always kept it in the passenger seat, and I had it fixed where I could put a bungee cord across it so it didn't slide out of the seat, if anything
Yeah.
happened. And I don't remember if I was getting ready to leave out and I was putting it in there, if I just got home and was taking it out. But that bungee cord slipped out of my hand and it tapped the screen and it made a little place, and now it's only about 4 places you can see anything. But that's what I did. I just hook it up to another monitor and use it.
Yeah. Let's see. Hey there, May. How you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Yeah, I ain't gonna be on here too long tonight. Just at least an hour.
Hey,
And this computer laptop I'm on now, I can't go with schedule live because it don't have the right time. I do have time set for Eastern Standard Time, but somehow it's got the Pacific time on it.
is it about 3 hours off?
No, I got it set, but if I schedule anything, it goes by what the original time is. It won't go by what I have it set on.
Yeah, but I meant before you got it reset,
Yeah,
or when you try to do something like that, is it about 3 hours off?
yeah.
Mine was doing that, and I forget. Instead of going with the United States Eastern, I found another one in there that was something another Eastern, and I clicked on it, and it gave it the correct time.
Oh, okay. I'll check it out sometime tomorrow then.
All right, yeah, go into the settings there, where you set all that up.
Yeah.
and it was in there, and I forget what area I put it, but it was something besides because I think the closest one I could find to us before was New York Eastern,
Yeah.
and it was like I said, it was about 3 hours off.
I got it set close enough, but my phone says 9:42 and the computer says 9:55. Still ain't right at the get go, you know.
Hey, but I think my house computer, I had to do that to it here a while back when I done something to it, and then the time went off.
Yeah.
And that little computer I got in there in the bedroom, I think it, and that little laptop, I think both of them done the same thing. Because they used to just have like Eastern, Central, and all that, and then they come up and started putting all these cities in.
Yeah.
And since they've done that, if you click on one of them, the time's off.
Yeah. Now on my big computer here, the one I just tinker with, it was right, but now it's got there go my light back on.
Yep. Yeah, your little buddy's in there playing.
That's crazy. Crazy. I need to get my St. Christopher medal out of the truck.
I think it just went back off.
Yeah, it's getting ready to be unplugged in a minute. Let's see. Spirit
Yeah,
brother.
you unplug it and it keeps doing that. You're gonna be gone, ain't you?
And I ain't gonna be gone, but it's gonna be gone. Let's see. Vicky says, "Okay, I'm back. Got a phone call." Hey, Guru, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in, buddy. Yeah, we I don't know if y'all was in the live stream Saturday that we did at the bridge, but we had some crazy stuff going on over there the other night.
I think I missed the last one.
We had the flashlight came on. I had it setting just right, and it came on the bridge. And throughout the night, we had something there jumping the road from one set of woods to the other set and knocking on top of trees.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Saturday night it was something. I was doing something else Saturday night, and then when I come over here and sat down, I turned it on, and I seen you was on, and I clicked on it, and about time I clicked on it, you said bye. I'm like, well, that's a good time to figure it out.
Yeah.
I didn't even have time to say howdy.
Yeah, I don't I try not let it go on long when I get ready to leave, because if I do, I have one person that come on there one time and I said, "Well, I'm getting ready to leave. See y'all later." And they started back chatting. I said, "Everybody calm down." And I said, "Well, I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good night." Next thing I know, they started back chatting again.
Oh.
I thought, "Oh, good gracious."
Yeah, there at one time I told them all that I wasn't going to stop a stream if I had over 10 in there watching.
Yeah.
And it dropped down to about 8 or something. I tell them I'm going to go, and it'd be 11 or 12. I'm like, doggone it, y'all, I'm tired. I want to go.
Hey, Kenny, how you doing, buddy?
Howdy.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we had the other night. I actually had a most I ever had was 28 in there. I've had 32 at one time, but we struck a deal if we can get more than 35, we would let that one guy dance on the bridge that night. The next night we'll go live, but we didn't ever make the 35.
Yeah. I can't remember what the most we've ever had. I'm gonna say it's probably around in there, like you said, high 20s, mid. I don't think we went over the mid 30s.
Yeah,
Not that I can remember. That don't mean nothing.
yeah,
I know we ain't like none of these others, had hundreds and thousands or nothing.
yeah. I wouldn't know how to act if I got all that many in there.
That's what I keep telling myself too. I'd like to see it happen, but
I did make it up to two into double digits one time when I first got started when my dad was in the hospital, and I said let's get it in double digits for my dad. It made it up to 12, and that was as far as it went.
hey,
And then it came back down, and I've been struggling there ever since. Maybe hit 10, 15 at the most, and then sometimes I hit 30s, high 30s, and that's about it.
yeah. Now I don't know when we first, right before we got monetized, when that guy gave us that shout out, because like I said, we got, I think it was around seven, might even been over 700 subscribers within about 2 hours.
Yeah,
We went for, well, no, it was more than that, because we was under 600, and we went up to, I think, almost 14. So I guess it's almost 800 subscribers.
yeah,
Now, after that, when we was doing the lives, they was a lot of them from his channel came over for a while, but they didn't hang around long.
yeah. That's like me. I went from 300. I stayed at 200 for the longest time I ever seen in my life. Then it went to 500. I said, okay. And it stayed there for the longest time. Then I went to bed one night and got up next morning, get ready for work. I said, I'm going to check to see how many I got. And that daggone if it didn't shot up to 1,000 just overnight.
Hey,
I thought, good night. So I don't know how that happened.
well, we got a second channel, don't you?
I
The
I know
kicking channel.
I know your wife got a cooking thing.
That thing is still running crazy.
Oh, is it?
It's almost 12,700 now,
Oh, that's cool.
and that one video is probably close to 700 or maybe over 700,000 views on it now.
Oh, that's good. Guru said we had 10 dice on the snack bar of the house and sometimes stack the dice in a pyramid. It freaked us out. No one had been in the house but us. That would be a little crazy.
Hey,
You get that many 70 or more, it's kind of hard to keep up with chat. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
I'll be right back. I've only just woke up. Before I brush my teeth, I gotta do a COVID test. uh, some Spirit Brothers, UK. He been sick for the past week or so, I guess.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I
he
hope he ain't got that crap because that's rough. I know.
yeah he been coming in the chat. He's another paranormal investigator in the
Yeah.
UK.
And
Great.
when you first start doing this stuff, you don't really think about meeting these people from all over the world like that.
You're right.
And then, they start coming in there and I mean, we've got, oh, gosh, I can't remember her name. She's over in the UK. Gloria. She used to come in there lives and stuff all the time. Uh, she come in, or she done some videos and stuff too, and I used to love to go over and listen to her talk.
Yeah.
And then we had some that one just passed away though down there in Australia. I think it's Australia where he was at. He wasn't that old of a feller, and they just said it just sudden. And I still ain't never got to find out exactly what happened to him.
Yeah.
I know he loved to play with snakes. And you know, they got some bad ones down there.
Yeah. That's the reason I'm trying to put that trip off.
I hear you. Yeah, I'd like to go down there, but I don't want to go see the snakes.
No.
I ain't much on them, man.
I'd rather wrestle a crocodile or alligator before I touch a snake.
Hey, but I down here doing something. It's been several years ago, probably 15 years ago. And I was on the tractor and backed up into some brush there, getting a piece of equipment out of the brush. And about the time I started to raise up and get off the tractor, I thought, what in the world? I thought I'd backed up on a stick with the front tire. It was stuck up in the air there at me. And I started to get on off, and that stick was moving. I got to looking, I backed up on the tail of a copperhead.
Mm-mm.
And he could get within about a foot of me. I was up in the seat dialing on the cell phone, telling my big brother, said, you better get down here with a shotgun. I said, because I'm fixing to get off of this tractor somehow, and I ain't going to cut it off.
I would have done been gone.
Well, he got down there, and he stood there, and he looked at it and everything. He said, I can't get a shot at it over here. I had to stand on the tractor and hold a shotgun down beside the tractor and shoot the snake. Because I wasn't about to pull up off of him.
Nah.
Because he was already mad. He was standing up on that hind end. You know, this rump was 3 foot up off of the ground.
Nah.
And he, like I said, he didn't like about a foot being getting to me. And he was striking and everything else trying to get to me.
Nah. I wouldn't stick around.
Well, I was just afraid he might have had some friends in the brush, and I didn't want to jump off the tractor and bust them.
That's like we've had some snakes getting in our house before, but when I was growing up living at home, I told my wife, I said, if there's one getting in this house, we're going to be collecting the insurance money because I'm burning that thing down to the ground. Find out where he come in at.
I don't know. I'd probably wind up running through the house. Just a few doors. I don't know, though. Here a while back, just about the end of summer, probably some of the first cool nights that we had, the wife woke me up one night and she said, there's a snake in the kitchen. He wasn't all that big, you know.
Nah.
I went over and got him and throwed him out the door and hollered for the cats. I never did see him no more.
Yeah, I ain't gonna pick him up or nothing. He shouldn't be in my area if he didn't want to die.
We used to have Rat Minnie around here, but after she got them, started feeding that cat up there and her pregnant, and now we got a Rat Minnie cat.
Yeah.
I ain't seen many snakes around here in a while.
Yeah.
But now, they used to be one of them here. That cat you'd see him coming across the yard with a 6-7 foot snake dragging it across the yard. He'd look funny. I mean, you know, you could tell he was struggling walking, you know, out through there with it.
Yeah.
And then you get to looking, and he'd have that snake under, you know, between his legs, and him holding it in his mouth, dragging it under him. And then you know, later on in the day, you just find little bits and pieces of it here and there. He sure loved to taste the snake. I know that.
Yeah, I just can't deal with a snake. I don't know why. I just can't do it.
Nah.
I watched a guy on TV, Bill Dance. He was in a boat fishing. He pulled up underneath that tree, and that snake fell on him. That was it.
That the one where it was bouncing, or he was hit it with his hand or something, had it bouncing around there for a while.
Yeah, I would have been a second man walk across water because I would have left that boat.
I don't know about walking, but I probably would have been running.
I'd be like, see, you can have that boat. I'm gone.
Oh, I was back here bush hogging one day, and I felt something tap me on the shoulder, I didn't think nothing about it. I just thought it was limb on some of that big brushy stuff there, hit me on the shoulder. I don't know where that green snake come from, but when he got right about there, I seen him go through the woods. Because I didn't even realize what it was or nothing until I done grabbed a hold of it and started to throw it. When I realized it was a snake.
We was we'd eating the creek bank at the golf course one day, and my cousin, I was on one side of the creek, my cousin was on the other side, and he was weed eating. He was a little bit before I was, because if we stayed side by side, we would slung rocks on each other and stuff like that. He would go out a little further, then I'll take off, and we'll be like, I don't know, about a half a car length of behind each other,
Hey.
And he would be out there weed eating. All of a sudden, you see him standing in one spot swinging his weed eater. And I thought, what in the world's wrong with him? Come find out, every time he'll swing, the snake will stick his head up out of the hole, and he'll swing back and he'll jerk it back in like that. He did that about 10, 15 times. And finally, that snake got mad. He chased my cousin all the way up that daggone fairway of that golf course. Just to get it. It was one of them old black racers, what it was.
Yeah, them things stand up on their tail and they can move. I had one chase me when I was a kid.
That'll make your babies born naked.
No.
I tell you, that was crazy.
Yeah. I ain't much for snakes. I like about all animals, but I
think one of my fear is when I was housing barn and biker one day, I was up in the stick barns, and when we stuck a stick up there and put it on the tier poles, I stuck my finger in a snake's mouth, right down his goozle.
Oh God.
And that's the reason why I'm terrified of them.
I know I used to hate having to do that. That first putting in that first barn in the spring of the year.
Yeah.
Be up in there and you start to lay a stick down and that darn snake come flying off of there, back hit you in the back of the neck or something.
And that's a long way down out top of that barn. I mean, you're about halfway up in there, and then you come to your first tier poles, because you like 4 rooms on top of that thing, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of tiers.
We had some over there. I think was 12 tiers high.
Yeah, that's a long way.
It took nearly 3 people to hang that barn.
Yeah.
And I think it was actually 6 tiers, 6 rooms wide.
Yeah, that's what we had, 6 rooms with 7 tiers.
Yeah. There was 2 of them over there. They was big. I mean, that's the biggest barn.
Yeah, it'd take about a day and a half just to prime one of them.
Well, we'd fill one of them in a day.
Yep.
Actually, there one year we filled them both in the same day. We filled them 2 stick barns and 2 other stick barns and 5 book barns in one day there. But we had a bunch of extra help that day.
Yeah.
Well, it was 2 days there that we had the extra help. And
I know me and my dad and my brother, I can't remember. We had 2 Hispanic guys in the field with us, and the guy that I went to church with, he was the guy we was working for at that time, and he told the other guy, said, "Go get us some more help." So he came back with them 3 Hispanic women, and we still couldn't get called up. And they wouldn't ever do nothing, though. They was all standing up at the trailer there to talking and jabbering and stuff, and come back. He told them to take them home. So me, my dad, my brother, we primed that whole big field and filled 3 buck barns and 1 stick barn by ourselves.
Mm.
We couldn't get no help. And he said, we got to get it off. We stayed there for, I think it took us almost 16, 17 hours to get it all off and get it housed.
That day I was talking about, we done 20 hours that day. Started at 7 o'clock that morning and got quit at 4. But then turned around and went back. That was on a Friday. Went back Saturday morning at 7 o'clock. I
Yeah.
told him, I said, there wouldn't even no use going home and getting tobacco gum off, And went back that Saturday and put in another 20 hours. Now, you talking about some whooped kids that evening.
Yeah.
But I kept telling them, I said, I ain't working Sunday because the race was at Wilkesboro that Sunday.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, I ain't gonna be here Sunday. I said, we ain't working. I ain't working Sunday. I said, y'all do what you want to. I ain't working Sunday. And I didn't. I went to the race. I wasn't very awake, but I went to the race.
Yeah.
But when you're 16, you can do a whole lot more than you can when you're 62.
Yeah. I enjoyed my time on the battlefield, but after I
Yeah.
got diagnosed with Crohn's disease and I had to quit and give it up, and
Oh, you've had that disease too?
yeah, I went back. I went back, started working after I got all healed up a little bit, and I finally quit about 6 years ago now, I guess, farming.
Yeah.
I couldn't hold out it no more than that. I think that's when I started becoming a firefighter. And then I stuck with it for 12 years, and I had to give that up.
Yeah, my aunt and uncle had that big farm. They was, I guess they was the first ones around here, I know, in Yadkin County that got migrant work.
Yeah.
Going down 77 before you get to 421 down there where that lake's at and that big white 2-story white house up there on it.
Yeah.
My aunt and uncle was the one that built that. That's where I was raised at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was raised just right on up over the hill there from where they built that house.
Yeah.
And right before they got that house done, they separated.
Oh, really?
Yep. That was the last year I helped them in tobacco. I was 18-year old.
Gracious.
And then a few years ago, we done Burley over here for a little while.
Yeah, I didn't like it too good. I didn't mind going out there chopping it down with that little swing knife thing that they gave us, but
Well, we figured out a better way. Me and my brother cut every bit of it.
nah.
He'd get on the tractor with the sickle mower, and I walked right behind it, and I'd grab the stalks and lay them as we cut them.
Yeah.
And we could go through a field in no time.
Yeah, we didn't have a problem going through the field, but I didn't like the idea, because you had to get that bottom leaf and go up like that right there, then take it. So you want to hit the bottom leaf. But
Uh-huh.
that one day I went over there and I started cutting. I got halfway through my row and I lift up that leaf. I saw that snake laying under there. I throw that leaf back down. I went down and skipped about 10, 15 plants. The boss man come over there and said, "Hey, how come you ain't got that cut down?" I said, "What?" I said, he said, you missed half some right there. I said, I don't know what happened, but I didn't tell him what I seen. He went over there and he started cutting down that snake, looked at him and winked at him. Boy, he took off running. He realized the reason why I left it.
Yep. That's hard to say. I'd have tore up 2 or 3 tobacco stalks if it'd been me with one of them shaddies.
Yeah.
It'd have looked like somebody had done been in there with bush hog.
And across the chest after I did a screen jig dance. Went to the house. Yeah, I wouldn't stick around. That's for sure. They can get that hay up by themselves.
No doubt.
Yeah. Jonathan, do you know if you only get Nightbot after 1,000 subs? Uh, I think I got my Nightbot when I
Now I think Nightbot is a different. It don't have nothing to do with how many subscribers you got.
yeah I
It's
think
just an
it's
add-on.
yeah I think you can do it anytime you want to.
Yeah. No,
I
it's like a lot of people think you can't go live till you have so many subscribers and this and that.
yeah
I know. Years ago, you couldn't go live on your phone unless you had 100. I think it
yeah
was.
I had trouble with that on my phone. I couldn't do it on my phone because I was trying to go live on the battleship and do my first live when we was down there, and
Yeah.
it would never let me do it. I had to do
Hey.
it on Facebook, but not on YouTube.
Now, if you'd have known about StreamYard, then you could use StreamYard and done
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Because
Well,
I know a lot of people got to doing that before StreamYard come out. I forget what that other. It was some other platform thing you could use on your phone and still go live without
no.
having 100 subscribers. But I know a boy about got his channel tucked down for that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I think he got caught doing it. I think they told him if he done it again, they're gonna take his channel down.
So look, it's back on.
Yep.
That's
Yeah, he's letting you know he's still there.
pretty wild.
Have you had that long?
Just had got it. Just had plugged it up a few minutes ago.
Is
Now
it plugged up or battery?
it's on a little battery pack, but that's probably what it is. A battery getting ready to go out.
Yeah,
I gotta go find me one of them little plug-ins to stick in there, USB plug-ins.
yeah. Now that's like this one here. If it ain't got enough juice pulling on it, it'll do that.
Yeah,
I was trying to charge some of my little mics up,
yeah,
and they wasn't taking enough juice to keep it on.
yeah,
It'd go off, and I could kick it, or hit the button, and it come right back on, charge a few minutes, and go back off.
yeah. That's the way
And
mine does.
then I plugged something else in the other port. I forget what it was. I plugged in there, sat there and worked perfect.
Yeah, I I've been doing some research on that. There's a different there's different amps that comes out of each of them ports. They got one like 2 point something other, one's got 3.5 something and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
what is it? The first USBs was like 1.5 or something amps, and then the USB twos I think was 2.1 amps,
Yeah.
and the threes I'm not sure on that. What the USB threes? I know it's three something. I think.
Because every time I order something there it says it's a 3 or 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I can plug it in one of the holes, it's all right. But if I take and plug it in the other hole, it's not. It won't be right.
Now the the stuff that plugs in like on one or two will plug in a three and work fine. But if you try to plug something that requires the three into a two or one, it don't have enough amps.
Yeah, yeah. It's crazy how you go through and every little different things that you can find.
Yep.
Cause them little chargers like that and used to charge my phone up real good, but now it don't do too good.
No doubt. I know if I plug this Samsung 23 into something like one of my old chargers,
Yeah,
it'll sit there and charge, but it's like a triple charge.
yeah. It takes about 3 days to get it halfway going.
Uh, but I take it in there on that 65 watt charger that I bought
Yeah,
and plug it up. In about 15, 20 minutes, it'll be up about 75, 80%.
yeah. Hey Terry, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Happy New Year to you too.
Howdy, Terry.
Said hey to you. Yeah, I've I've tried to get high technology here, but it just ain't working too good. I've My wife got that printer for me for Christmas, but they didn't have it in a box like normal, like a regular cardboard box. They still had it in the box that had word printer on it, and had the picture of the printer and all. And
Hey.
she couldn't lift it to wrap it or nothing. So she said, "Well, since you already seen it, you can go ahead and take it and hook it up." Well, I got it hooked up, and it's supposed to be Wi-Fi. It ain't worth two cents. I mean, you can't even. I had to hook a cord from that to my laptop just so I can get it to print. The Wi-Fi don't work too good on it.
The one I got over there, the Wi-Fi used to work good on it, and anymore I cannot hardly get the Wi-Fi to work on it. Period. I don't know. I mean, I used to take my cell phone. I had it sitting in another room away from the computers and stuff, and I could print anything I wanted to off every one of the computers.
Yeah.
And that thing just got where it was. Like you said, I have to use a cord on it now.
If I hadn't dug in them trash over at work in that electric box where they throw all the electric stuff away that they don't use the cords and stuff, I
Hey,
looked in there and I said, "Well, shoot, I could probably use that someday." I got glad I got it out there because I'm using it now. I
hey,
saved myself $10 or $15.
hey.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, it just looked like Ray Charles coming here and hooked everything up, the way everything looked.
Yeah, I know the feeling. That's how I'm getting ready to do a little studio room back here. My old room I used to use for my office when I was trucking. I got to go in there and get all that stuff. I need to do away with a bunch of papers and all that kind of stuff, and
Yeah,
clean out and reorganize. And I'm gonna fix it back as my little computer room or studio or whatever you want to call it.
yeah,
That's one of the reasons we got these extra two recliners here. Stevie was getting rid of them, and I said, well, they'll work good in there. And
yeah.
I ain't got to get in there and fix it yet, so I got them sitting here in the middle of the living room floor. But that's odd when that heater comes on over there and hold my feet up and I feel the heat on the bottom of my feet.
Yeah. I don't like my feet get cold.
Me neither anymore. Didn't used to bother me. But used to, I didn't worry about getting cold at all. I was always hot natured and couldn't hardly stand no heat. So,
Yeah,
but boy, that's changed.
that's why my wife is. She's hot natured. We
Now,
we be riding in a truck. We're fighting over the heat. I want the heat, and she don't.
that's
And
that's the way me and the old lady used to be. I'd have the window rolled down. They'd be fussing at me, roll the window up, and they'd have the heater on wide open. I'd be sitting there sweating for it off of them. And that's the other way around. I'm turning the heat on, and she's hollering, "Turn that off!"
yeah, you see us. We're fighting. We're about to tear them knobs off that truck. Just I'll cut it on. She'll cut it off, and then she'll get mad at me. And that's why I say, "Well, forget it. I just cut it all off." Then she'll get mad at me. No, don't cut it all the way off. Just cut it down or something other. And I said, just forget it. I
Hey,
freaked to death.
but I have to say this year's been a little better. It ain't been bothering her as bad this year, so
Yeah.
hopefully she's starting to get that old age disease too, and starting to get a little cooler. So,
Yeah. I I don't know. I just get too cold. She laughs at me because I cut the air on in the summertime and get it down about 65, 62 degrees. I said, I can't help it. You're supposed to have air in the summer, heat in the winter. That's what it's supposed to be.
oh,
But no, she don't see it that way.
that's about the way I used to be. I'd run an air conditioner just wide open as hard as it'd go in the summertime. And then I didn't hardly use it, no heat in the wintertime. And now I'm running heat in the wintertime and don't worry about the air conditioner much in the summertime. Used to, I couldn't hardly handle 65 degrees. I mean, I'd start sweating. 70, 75 degrees, I could stand still and water drip off my face.
Yeah.
And now I can stand around in 80 degrees and just feel good and comfortable.
Yeah.
I think the coldest I can ever remember being, though, was that weekend I spent up there in Canada in March of '83.
Yeah.
And I thought back then I was still pretty hot natured, but I was there close to the college, and that truck stop where I was at, it wasn't far from it to the college there. And them college kids that weekend coming in there with shorts on,
Yeah.
and they said that had a heat wave coming through.
Yeah.
It's going to get up to minus 35 or minus 25. I'm like, yeah. I about froze myself to death up there. Wind blowing 70 mile an hour. Kept blowing the weather front off my truck.
Yeah.
Keep no heat in it.
Thinking I got the front line on the test, so I think I'm over the worst of it. Feeling a lot better anyway. So hopefully be back on location next week. Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yep.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd be glad to see some new videos, Spirit Brothers. Awesome channel right there. They from the UK and they're pretty cool.
Yeah. I hope he ain't over in some of that area where all the stuff's going on.
Yeah.
I guess they're still at it, as far as I know. I don't.
I don't
I know
even.
last I heard they was still fighting over there.
Yeah, I don't even have news. I don't even watch TV much anymore.
I don't neither, and especially not the new stuff because there's always a bunch of. I did go in and check on that down there at Greensboro the other day.
Yeah.
I just can't understand people anymore.
Did y'all get a Amber Alert on y'all's phone the other night?
The amber or the blue?
Amber Alert. That was a black Chevy Equinox or something other. It was in Greensboro.
Yeah. I
And
think we got that.
I think it's coming up 40 or something other.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't. It just said, please something. I don't know if it was chasing or somebody stole another kid or what.
Most times, if it's amber, it's a kid been stole. I think the one you're talking about, if I ain't mistaken, it was his daddy. He done it twice within about 2 weeks' time,
Oh,
or a week. Might have been less than a week, because I know we got that amber alert, and then it wasn't but just a few days later. It happened again, and I'm like, well, why are they still running this amber alert? And then come to find out that the daddy done it twice right there close together. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Uh-huh.
And they had one came across there one night. They was having a police chase or something other. I forget when that was. They was coming up. Actually, I think that was coming up 421, like coming from Winston.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Well, you heard about that blue one down there in Greensboro the other night, didn't you?
I don't know.
2 nights ago when that one got shot.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, they had one of their officers get shot and killed down there about 2 nights ago. 3.
Oh.
That was the blue alert that come across the phones.
I must have missed that one. That must have been when we was on location or something though.
Yeah. Well, no, this is earlier in the day, I think, when it first happened.
I got one the other night and I was going to pick my dad up to go do something other. And that was right before Christmas when that happened. Because when I got over there and asked my dad, I said, "Did you get one on your phone?" He said he didn't know, which he's a little bit hard of hearing when it comes to something like that.
I think this might have been Saturday night.
No.
Yeah. Wasn't it Saturday? Yeah, I think it was Saturday when that happened. I know that it come out, and then it come out. It happened again on Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
Next day, and I thought, well, they still chasing them, but I heard today that they had them in custody and everything,
Yeah.
and it was $84 and I think 53 cents worth of beer they stole, and then shot a cop and killed him on the count, trying to stop him, and he was actually off duty. He just asked them to stop and everything, and they shot him.
Yeah.
He'd been an officer for 22 years. No, that was $5.4 million I won today. Yeah, I had a guy call me today. I couldn't hardly understand him, and he was telling me about what is that? Publishers Clearinghouse.
Yeah.
Said you're the winner. You won $5.4 million, and I said, "Woo!" He said, "Are you interested in receiving it?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't know what kind of scam." Or I said, "Well, it's according to what kind of scam you're running." I said, "But you smart enough to get my phone number. You ought to be smart enough to know how to get my address and send it on to me." And he
Yeah.
hung up. I said, "Well, I guess I lost my $5.4 million."
They did that same thing to my dad. They told my dad that he won $3,000 or $4,000, and they wanted him to send them $400 to
Yeah.
check to him. I thought, well, if you already got the check, just take $400 out of it and then send my dad the rest of it. I got an argument with him. I literally cussed him out. I mean, I lost my Christianity, what I had left, and I told that dude what I thought, and he kept calling me back and said, "You don't need to call me a scam. This ain't a scam." I said, "It is too."
Yeah, if you got to pay to receive, it's a scam.
Yeah, just take it out and send my dad the rest.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that hard.
Yeah, I know years ago they mama or daddy one got a call on something like that, and mama told him said you gonna have it was mama got it because I remember she telling him said you gonna have to call me back this evening at such and such time. Well, I came in from work and mama was telling me about it, and it wasn't just a few minutes phone rung, it was them again.
Yeah,
And they started going through all that. Mama told him said, "Here, I want you to tell my son about this." He's going through all that stuff and everything, telling me, everything. And I'm like, okay, okay. And he said, and for $400 is all you got to send me. And I think it was like $12,000 they was winning.
yeah,
I said, well, why don't we just do this a smart way? And he said, how's that? And I said, just take the $400 out of it and send us the rest. Oh,
yeah,
we can't do that. And I said, well, I can't send you no money because I know better than this junk. I said, you do not have to send money to win.
yeah,
If it's taxes and stuff, I said, once I win it, then I've got to pay the taxes. I said, so you ain't paying the taxes and everything, so you just go ahead and just send the money or take that part out and send them the rest. And I said, everything will be just fine.
yeah.
The best one though that I ever got a hold of, a guy got to call me wanting to put me in a home security system. I got so aggravated. I mean, you could tell he was the same guy just about every day or two he was calling. He called one day and I was in the right mood. He said, as soon as I answered and I heard his voice, I knew who it was. Started that pitch about it and everything. I said, well, can I ask you a question? He said, what? I said, will it work in a cardboard box? He said, well, I said, will it work in a cardboard box? He said, what do you mean work in a cardboard box? I said, somebody keeps stealing my socks every morning and I wake up with my feet cold. I said, I need it in my cardboard box so if somebody steals my socks, I'll know who it is. He hung up on me and never called back. And that's been 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah. They there's some lady called and asked my dad about his private life, and they was wanting to send him some medicine so he can start doing that kind of stuff again. My dad said, "I'm 75 years old. I ain't got no business doing that again." And they keep wanting to send him this and send him that. And they was asking about how his sexual life is. That's what they was going to try to send him some stuff for that. My dad
Yeah.
said, "I don't need it." I said, "Let me get on the phone." I let that woman have it. I didn't do it and start out with. I just told her he didn't need it. He's old. He don't need it like that. She just kept on, just kept on, just kept on. I hung up on her. Two
He
seconds.
should have asked her, said, well, are you going to come and take care of me? Said, because I ain't got nobody here to take care of me on that for that type of stuff. So,
Yeah.
or I need the medication. I need a partner.
She just kept on, just kept on. I hung up on her twice. Just as soon as I got done, lay the phone down, she done called right back.
I don't know. Some mama is something else.
Down one about he won that money. They told him something or about that man told me, he said, "Well, your dad's a smart shopper." And I said, "What do you mean?" I said, "I do most of his shopping like that." And he said, "Well, where have y'all been shopping at?" Looked like he's been shopping at Piggly Wiggly. And I said, "We don't even have a Piggly Wiggly, and I don't even know what a Piggly Wiggly is." And finally, he just shut up and he left. I mean, after we got in that big argument, I thought he was gonna have a cop sitting at my house.
I told him, said, no, we don't want our pigs being doing no wiggling after we shoot them. That's where we do most of our shopping. Because when it comes to that kind of stuff, we just go down here to pig pen and get us one out and
Yeah,
piece it up, you know.
yeah. We had our pig fixed. He used to he used to walk around wild and everything. Now after we got him fixed, he's calm. He always does eat and sleep.
Mm. I got one down there was supposed to be fixed, but then come find out he couldn't get them both out.
Yeah,
And so I can't do nothing with him, and he's laying down there about 1,100 pounds now.
good gracious. My pig ain't that big. He's a house pig, but he's probably about 50 pounds, if that.
Yeah.
I know he's a good solid 40 pounds.
I don't have none for the house. Mine's all outside of. I'm down to three, so
Oh, really?
I'm getting ready to put that other little boar in with that sow and see if we can have some more here this spring. But I think that sow, she may done be too big. I don't know if I can get any piglets out of her or not. She's probably 700 pounds or better.
Good gracious.
Yeah. I know had some dress back yonder, and that one hanging weight was 485.
Yeah. I know that one that my best friend had when I was living at home. He had got him a pig, and that thing was small. I mean, it was just a little baby. And I remember him feeding that pig slop every day, 2 times a day, and he got that thing. I mean, that thing was big. He
Yeah.
had a hole cut out inside the building so he can walk through out into the pen and come back into the house where he can sleep at. And it got so big, the hole inside the wall of the building actually spread open. Every time he grows, the whole wall got really, really big.
They got into one of my buildings down there, and I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to just take the rest of it down because they's ball and a half done gone.
Yeah, yeah. He's something else, that's for sure.
Yeah. I tell you what, a lot of people don't realize how stout a hog is.
There's my piggy.
I hear you. Pot belly.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
pop little miniature.
Yeah. I think Stevie's getting. I got him some pot bellies.
Yeah, he was telling me that he had one.
Eh?
His name is Barnaby.
Oh, hey. Yep.
He
I
loves
know.
Cheerios and watch Green Acres calls it Arnold.
I know. Got a friend over here, not too far from us, and I reckon that's one of the things she's done now. She's got I guess a place where she picks up anybody that's got pot-bellied pigs that they don't want no more. She go gets them and takes them.
We got him when he was about 4 months in 2015, and I took him up. I took him up to pet store up there in Mount Airy one day, and get him a little harness wire because I was going to try to train him with a leash and stuff.
Hey,
That didn't happen. I should have trained that when he first was born.
yeah.
Because I was carrying him through. I had my dad ride with me and had him holding him till I got up to the store, and I got out and got him, and I was carrying him through the parking lot, like a baby. And this woman walked out there, and she was, I mean, she was looked like she'd been hit with a stick. I mean, you know. And she looked at me and dead serious, eye to eye. She said, "Couldn't you get you a dog?" I looked at her and I said, "Couldn't you get even a little bit more prettier before you come out in public?" Oh gosh, she turned her nose up and she took off like she was snooty. I thought, well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander,
Hey,
you know.
hey. I know when I was a kid, I had a pet rabbit that I put a harness on and had it broke the leash.
Yeah.
And we went camping up there at Wilkesboro, and I was up there with that thing, and it about there bouncing around. Everybody would look at me just as funny. And one of them big old San Juan rabbits.
Yeah. If I get me another pig, I'm gonna get me a teacup pig. I'm gonna start wearing shirts with a shirt with a front pocket on the shirt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna set him when I'm riding at work on the forklift. I'm gonna have him sitting right in my shirt pocket. You know, stuff like his. He
Oh,
can ride with me on the forklift everywhere I go at work.
yeah. I know my niece got a little Chihuahua dog here, and they was all talking about how little it was. And I told him, I said, "Well, it's small." I said, "But it still ain't nothing compared to them that woman that lived above us over there in Hamptonville had." I kid you not, them dogs wasn't over 4 inches long.
Yeah.
And they didn't stand probably an inch and a half to 2 inches tall. She had a pocketbook that they stayed in just about 90% of the time.
Oh.
If she come out the door, them dogs was in that pocketbook. I ain't never seen no dogs that little before in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, if I hadn't been over there and seen them, for several years' time, I'd have thought that they were just puppies.
Yeah.
No, she had them for several years there, and I've seen them for several years, so I know they didn't grow.
Yeah. I want me some animals. I don't. I want me about 3 goats to eat all this kudzu and stuff up around here and clean out the woods.
Hey,
And then I want to get me a cow, like a milking cow, stick him down there and fix a little roof over his head, and get me a pig or two, but just for a pet, not to eat.
I hear you.
And
Hadn't you ever heard the bigger the pet, the sweeter the meat?
uh, I couldn't. I couldn't.
I
I,
there's only been a very few that I couldn't. I had the first milk cow that I bought after I got grown, that I own myself.
yeah.
She got sick on me and everything, and I just took her to the sale because I knew I couldn't, and I knew she wouldn't.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to have to turn around on the way down there, taking her to the cell and bring her back home.
Yeah, that's me. I couldn't do it.
But I knew I was either going to have to, she was going to have to go to the vet and get some stuff done. And I didn't really have the money to do it. So I figured the best thing I could do was get rid of her.
Yeah.
It was either sell her or put her in the ground.
Yeah.
And she was already about 12-year old, probably, or better.
Yeah.
So,
I
I
think
mean,
I think my father-in-law had to put a cow down. It got down or something other, and he had to put it down.
well, now this one had got down, and she had been down on the ground for several days and wasn't acting no better.
Yeah.
And I went down there that Sunday morning and took her feed and water and stuff. And I come back and I was talking to Daddy, and I told him, I said, I'm going to get your gun and go down there and go ahead and just, Daddy looked at me and said, "All day Sunday." He said, "Just give her to tomorrow."
Yeah.
So I said, "All right." So I went down there that night. She was still in the same place. I went down there Monday morning, gonna go down there and check on her and give her some feed and water before, I done all that. I was walking down across the pasture, and all of a sudden I stopped and I'm standing there looking. Where in the world is she at? She ain't down there on the ground no more. And I turned around and looked, and I done walked by her out at the water trough. She was standing up there at the water trough. And I mean, that was, God, I was happy as all get out that she got back up. And boy, she was doing good.
Yeah.
Where she'd been down for about a week, I decided, well, I'm just going to go ahead and dry her off. I ain't going to milk her no more.
Yeah.
Well, she said, no, you're going to have to start milking because she got to fill back up and milk was just pouring out of her. I mean, I had to start milking her.
Yeah.
And then where she'd laid down there, one of her teats, I reckon where it laid on the ground, made a sore or something.
Yeah.
And it started scabbing up and everything, and I couldn't milk her no more, and where she produced so much milk, I didn't know what to do. I mean, it was
Yeah.
and that one had done stopped up, and I couldn't even get nothing out of it, and there wasn't nothing else I could do,
Yeah.
and like I said, with her age, I knew that she didn't have a whole lot longer to go anyway.
Yeah, my buddies that lives up here next where I do, they did have some milk cows. I don't think they do it anymore. They had one cow that three of them was dried up, and the other one was still giving a little bit of milk, and that thing gave it like almost a gallon a day. They would get like half a gallon in the mornings and half a gallon of it in the evenings, and that was it.
Hey, I had two down there. I bought a milker because my hands, where I drove for so long, I can't handle that hand milking.
Yeah.
And after I got them first two, I realized in a hurry I was going to have help. So I ordered one of them little portable milkers, and it's got a 7-gallon tank on it.
Yeah.
And them two cows would fill that thing or run it over of a morning. And most time about have it full of the evenings.
Yeah.
And then there I got up about three or four more cows. And anyway, I got to where if I could get them in right, I could milk two cows before I had to dump the tank.
Yeah.
But now if it worked out to where them two come in back to back, sometimes I'd have to stop and dump the milk up before I could finish the second one up.
Yeah. I was fortunately I never had to milk cows or nothing like that. So
Have you ever had any fresh cow's milk, especially like Jersey?
I'm actually allergic to milk.
Have you ever had the real stuff, not processed, not out of the store?
No.
You might not be as allergic to it as you think.
No.
Because they told me years ago that I was, what did they call that? Crap. Latte. Or not latte. I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, they told me I didn't need the milk.
Yeah.
That you know that I pretty much like I said I was allergic to it, you know.
Yeah.
And but I'd still, you know, I love my ice cream and stuff, so I still had to have my ice cream from time to
Yeah.
time, whether it made me sick or not.
That's the way I am.
And then when I bought them cows, I mean, I growed up on raw cow milk, you know.
Yeah.
And when we got these, I got to drinking some of it, and it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
And they say a lot of times goat milk, if you can't drink cow's milk, you can drink goat's milk.
I never had goat's milk, but I think my mom had to feed my brother goat's milk when he had the colic, and they fed him like goat's milk, and it calmed it down.
Yeah. Now, I know our goats down here, we got them Nubian, and it's pretty close to the Jersey milk. Like the first day, maybe 2 days after you milk it.
Yeah.
But after about the third, or starting about the third day, it starts getting a more. It don't last as long. I mean, it starts getting a goaty taste and stuff to it. But now, when it was fresh, it's pretty good.
We went to Mountain City, Tennessee for Jubilee with the church and stuff one year, and the preacher that came out there that met us that lived was my preacher now at church. His his wife, she was telling the story. We was that morning and cooking breakfast that morning. She was telling that she said I asked him how come them cows got blankets on them. She's fascinated about them cows got blankets. And my buddy's dad spoke up and said, "Them ain't blankets. That's the kind of cows they are. It's them Belch Galloways or something other."
Oh, yeah, Belcher Galloway.
She swore up down them cows had blankets on them, and every farm they passed, they had them cows out there, and she just all excited.
I used to call them an Oreo cow.
My buddies, they're Amish anyway, but they left the Amish and they, uh, I guess they're Baptist now, I reckon. And that's what they did. They have cows and chickens, and they had their own hogs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think they do any of that no more. I think they got rid of all their chickens, and they got a few cows, but I don't think they'd have any like milk cows or nothing like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the milk cow's getting to be more of a thing. Well, I don't know. There's a lot of the younger homesteaders and stuff's gone back to getting milk cows and
Yeah,
and hand milking and stuff. But now I tell you what, you take some. I know a lot of people just holler Jersey or Guernsey milk. I like the Jersey Guernseys mixed,
yeah,
and I don't know what it is, but it just makes to me. I love the taste of the milk and stuff a whole lot better.
yeah,
And the taste of the meat to me is a whole lot better too. It's got a sweeter taste to it than an Angus or anything like that.
yeah.
And so I mean, I'm just kind of partial to them. I
I
mean,
know.
to me, I would rather have a Holstein cow for meat than I had a Angus. I ain't much of an Angus eater. It's to
Yeah,
me it's too greasy and stuff.
yeah. That's like my cousin. They used to work for a dairy farm, and they milk cows all day long, and then before the milk truck comes to pick up the milk, they used to call us, come up there and bring us some milk jugs up there and get some milk out of that big old tank
Yeah,
before the milk truck comes in and puts all the water and stuff in it, water it down. And we used to have regular milk like that before the truck come, and we had like 3 or 4 gallons at a time.
yeah.
But we ate cereal a lot, and my mom fixed gravy a lot, so we used it up
Oh,
quite a bit.
well, they probably had the Holsteins, didn't they? The black and white cows.
Yeah, black and white spotted ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's the big Holsteins. that's pretty decent milk and stuff, but it don't have the cream to it that the jerseys or or especially the jerseys.
Yeah.
Jersey's got the highest cream level. Um, I've got one down here now that we call Heidi, and you can take and fill up a gallon jug of milk at night, and the next morning you'll have about 4 inches of cream on top of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people says to skim that cream off before you drink it. Nah, I shake it up and drink it. That stuff's good, especially like you said, a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
Or a chunk of hot cornbread in a glass and pour that real ice cold milk over it.
I can't do
Woo!
that. I can't
You
do
can't.
that.
You can't.
No, I can't. I just don't like texture of milk. I can eat it in my cereal, but I can just only put just a little bit, just enough to soak the bottom of my cereal, and that's it.
Eh?
I
No.
can't. I I don't like milk. Period. That it's just nasty to me. But I mean, I can eat it like that, but I ain't supposed to eat it. It's just cause I think when I was little, when I was born, I had seizures, and the doctor said I would outgrow them when I was 5, which I did.
Eh?
But something there with the milk would trigger the seizures or something there when I was little, so I just never took up drinking it.
Eh?
I guess that's the reason why I'm so brittle now.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I know a lot of people, well, when I become diabetic, we went up there to a thing at the hospital from the teach us all about what we can do and can't do.
Yeah,
And we were sitting there, and she had, jugs and our milk jugs and stuff like that up there, or cartons, and
yeah,
blocks of cheese or cheap cheese boxes and stuff, saying no, 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 no dairy, no dairy, no dairy.
yeah,
I looked at her and I said, listen, I said, you can stand here and preach all day long. I said, but when I go down there and milk my cows and I get that milk good and cold, if I want a glass of it, I'm gonna drink it. She stopped me and she said, what do you mean? She said, do you mean you have a cow that you actually milk and you got raw cow milk? I
yeah,
said, yeah. She said, you can drink all of that you want
yeah,
as long as you don't process it.
yeah,
And which I don't like it processed because she was telling us that pasteurization is where they heat the milk up to kill off any bad germs in it.
yeah,
Well, when they do that, it kills off all the good stuff too, all your good proteins and probiotics and all that. It kills that off at the same time.
yeah,
So that hurts your milk. And then where they homogenize it, where they reason you store bought milk when you get it, then you leave it set and it don't have that cream on top, it's because it's
yeah,
been homogenized. It's where they put it under pressure and they make the cream molecules so small that they won't separate and come up on top. Or where they're mashed down there and they're so small when you drink it.
yeah,
She said that was the number one cause of heart attacks or clogged arteries. Let me put it like that.
yeah.
Number one cause of clogged arteries was or the milk. Crap. Anyway, processed milk.
Yeah.
She said them molecules was getting in the bloodstream. It was so small they could get in the bloodstream, and they'd get so many in there that it would start causing them the blood clots and stuff like that, or not blood clots, but the clogging in the arteries.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go get in the bed, bud.
I hear you.
It's
I
almost.
think I'm gonna probably get over here in a minute and work on the video too if I can't get a video ready to go out this week.
Yeah. get me something to eat right quick, and then I'm gonna go lay down.
Yeah. You like me, you can't don't go lay down before you get a snack because you'll be up in a couple hours before you get.
Yeah, be up all night long, getting up and down, up and down.
Uh-huh. I can't. If I'm the least bit hungry, there ain't no use in me going to bed.
Nah,
Cause even if I do lay there and doze off, it ain't gonna be long. I'm gonna be awake and I'm gonna have to get up and get me something to eat. So I might as well get it before I go to bed.
yeah, yeah, sure enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
All righty, buddy.
I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with me for a little bit.
I ain't no problem. It's been fun. Maybe we'll do it again here before long. You can come
Yeah,
over on one of ours and pop up.
I
Bring
would.
some of your friends here along with you.
Yeah, we will have maybe several on here come over.
Hey,
Yeah, but I really do appreciate it. I want to try to get together sometime and hang out and get Stevie show us how to use that fence tester he got.
yeah. He gonna keep on. She's gonna whoop him.
Oh, I watched that video at work the other day, and she said, "You still watching that video?" And I said, "I am." She said, "I'm gonna kill him."
Oh, is that the one you work with?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah, she gonna hurt him one of these days.
I can watch that 24/7.
Yep.
I told her the other day, I said, I done watched it like 100 times, and I'm working on my 101 time now. And God, her face got red as a pickled beet.
Yeah, we had some friends down from Ohio, and then some come down from Virginia. Uh, Summer before last, I think it was. Well, the ones out of Virginia, she's in a wheelchair, and we was getting her out of the house, taking her out, and the ones out of Ohio, she grabbed her phone there and started making a video of it, and it was pretty funny. And I told her, I said, you need to put that on your channel. She said, I ain't going to. She said, I'm gonna send it to you, and you can put it on yours.
Yeah.
And that video got, well, it was just a short, but I think it got like close to 50,000 views.
Good God.
Yeah. And I called her up one day, or was on live, and she come in there, and I told her, I said, yeah, your video's done gone around the world.
Yeah.
And she's just fussing. I even tried to talk her into putting it on her channel. She said, I
Yeah.
ain't doing that right now. Put it on yours, you put it on yours.
Yeah. That's pretty funny. I laughed. She said, "My shoes light up."
I
I
tell
tell
you
you,
what, some of them fence boxes is bad.
I touched that nowhere. When I was helping my boss man when I worked at the golf course at his house. Down along his driveway's got a cow pasture's got them Black Angus bulls in there that
Yeah.
that his wife's uncle has, and that fence is hot. And we was doing landscaping down along his driveway right beside that fence, and I had them old staples in my pocket, those landscape staples.
Uh,
I didn't think anything about it, and I just had them hooked on the side, one side sticking out, and the other's in my pocket though. And I backed up into that daggone fence, and that metal touched that metal. And I'll tell you what, he told us just go ahead and go on home because he couldn't quit laughing long enough to work. I mean, I'll just dance around like somebody I stepped in the hornet's nest.
I was down there working on we'd been down there vaccinating the goats and stuff that day and doing some stuff. And we was standing there, just about got done, and I looked around over there, and that little bull over in the pasture, he just hooked his horn in the water trough and just started there and just flipped it upside down.
Yeah.
And I started over there fixing it because I knew the fence, I had the fence turned off. So I was over there working on it, and I decided, well, I might as well, because as many as I had in there, so I might as well go ahead and put the bigger trough back in, and that stop him from doing this.
Yeah.
So I've got the big trough, put it in there, and was moving the float valve over to the from the little one to the big one. Had my arm wrapped around the T-post, and my arm laying on the electric wire. This arm laying on the electric wire, tightening that bolts down on that float valve. All of a sudden, it felt like somebody, like a mule, kicked me right in the center of my chest. I mean, I come plumb up and landed on the ground 5 to 10 feet from where I was squatting down on my knees.
Yeah.
I'm like, what in the world? I laid there a few minutes, looked around, couldn't see her nowhere, and I hollered, and she never would answer. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I had a heart attack or what.
Yeah.
I finally got up there and started to reach back over and touch the fence, and I hollered at her again. She didn't answer, and I thought, surely she didn't go up there and plug the fence up. I seen the Arctic cat sitting there. I just walked over, had my tester in there. I come back over, and about the time I touched it to the fence and it lit up, she hollered and said, I turned the fence on. I said, good, go back and turn it off. You done kill me. I told her, I said, I look like a darn whale laying out there in the middle of the pasture flopping around.
That's like I tell you this one right quick. My cousin, no, my aunt, my uncle, and well, I guess he is my cousin somehow along the line, and his son was out going down to the old sand yard where he worked at to shoot some guns, and my uncle asked his boss man, said, "You care if we come down here and shoot any?" He said, "Yeah, just make sure you lock up when you leave." And so they went down there and everything. So my uncle took a couple rifles he wanted to shoot just to see how good they were shooting, stuff like that. And said the other guy, he took him a couple shotguns and want to take that old muzzleloader at 50 caliber that he had, wanting to shoot the sight scope and stuff in. Well, that man's son was always bad. He wasn't all there in the head no how. He loaded that muzzleloader. He put the powder in and put the wadding in and put the bullet in, and only thing he didn't do is put the cap on the back end of it. Well, he loaded everything up and got in the truck. So they took it down to the sand yard and they got everything out. And my uncle said he'll stand beside the truck and he's gonna let them shoot first. He said that boy's daddy got that daggone muzzleloader out and he done it again. He packed the powder in, he packed another wad and stuck another bullet. So he doubled everything in that thing.
Oh, good God.
He said he sat down there and he squatted down, he pulled that hammer back and stuck that little cap on that little nipple there and he pulled it on back. He said he got that thing aimed. And he was up in front of the truck. My uncle said he was standing there at the door of the truck. Said when he shot, he said he'd come rolling back past him just to get it. He said he stripped that nipple plumb out of that daggone back into that gun.
It's so.
He said his son Nashon said, "What did you do?" He said, "You loaded again?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "What do you mean again?" He said, "I done loaded it before we left the house."
Yeah, I know somebody had some pictures of one time where they messed up and they put the powder in and packed it, and something happened. They set it down and forgot. Well, a few days later, they decided that they was going to go out and shoot it. So they poured the powder in it, packed it back down, like I said, in the wadding and the bullet. So it had a double load of powder.
Yeah.
They said when he set that thing off, that thing just opened up. They said it looked like one of them cartoons, the way the barrel went out there and was twisted around where it split it open. I was like, oh, good God.
Same bunch of people. My cousin, my uncle and my cousin sitting in the living room of my cousin's trailer one night. And they always bad to mess with guns anyway. And their son, like I said, he's not all there or something. I don't know what's wrong. He's not playing with he's like 19 nuggets for having a full 20 piece. I mean, let me tell you that. And his daddy got him another shotgun and he went in there and gave it to him and said, "Here, you can have his." And I can't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was 12 or what. Anyway, He said he was just sitting in there and said, "It's always bad to stick a bullet in and close it up." And as soon as he did that, when he popped, it was a little single shot. So when he pulled it up to put it back together, and I guess the hammer touched a pin or something and went and touched the primer, and it shot a hole inside the house that big.
Oh God.
And my uncle said they went in there and checked on the fool. Said, "Come when you, as soon as you open the door, said he done shot a hole through the pillar and through the side of the house, and said there was feathers flying everywhere inside that room." Then it said he got another one. He went there and gave him that one. I think it was like a 30-30 or something there, and he put the shell in there. And as soon as he closed it back up, he shot a hole in the wall, knocked the doorbell off the side of the wall. I
I
think
know I
that
got
first time I wouldn't let him have no more.
no doubt. I know I thought Daddy's gonna take my gun away from me, and I was 17, 18 year old. But we was getting ready to go deer hunting, and we got everything. I was out there in the yard and got all the guns loaded up and everything. And about the time I flipped that goose gun up on my shoulder,
Yeah.
that sucker went off, me holding it one handed. And I didn't think I was going to be able to hold it, but I helped her. But luckily, it was straight up in the air, and that's the only time that gun ever fired on its own, thank God.
Yeah.
Because I thought Daddy was going to take it and get rid of it for sure.
Yeah.
Well, he did tell me, he said, if it ever does it again, it's gone.
Yeah.
But I traded a guy hog for that gun when I was 15-year-old, and I still got it.
Yeah. I got my first one, which my first two, my best friend bought it for me. Bought me one of my brother one, 20 gauge and 22, and somebody wanted to buy them the other day, and I told him no, that ain't gonna happen.
Hey,
My best
that,
friend bought them, and he's dead now, so that means more to me, just sentimental value than anything else.
yep. That night, God, it, like I said, it was a 12 gauge goose gun, 36-inch barrel. It's actually on the barrel. It's wrote on the barrel the original goose gun.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want me a goose gun for ham shoots.
Hey, I know I took it a few times to the turkey shoots that they used to have,
Yeah.
and the best I ever done was tied my uncle. And the people there come out there complaining that we used the same gun. They held it up over the light, and the holes lined right up. I mean, they were just very little bit off on the holes
Yeah.
of the targets, no matter which one you put on top.
Yeah.
And they would swore that we used the same gun, and they
Hey,
called it a tie.
hey, Ed, how you doing? Appreciate you coming in. Happy New Year to you. I saw somebody else coming here a while ago. Right there.
Yeah,
I
we've been
appreciate
talking so much, I forgot to keep a check on it.
I appreciate everybody that come in here. I really do. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. I just got lost talking. I
Yeah.
don't have don't not very much. I get somebody on here to talk. But
Well,
yeah,
I guess after doing this for a few years now, when the lights come on the camera, I'm supposed to run my mouth, I guess.
yeah. Like I said before, you can ask me about 5-6 years ago if I would ever do this, but I wouldn't ever. I would have told you crazier than I look.
Well,
But
that's me. The old lady kept on and on and on and on at me. You need to do YouTube. You need to do YouTube. I'm like, it ain't.
yeah,
And it was Easter Sunday, and I had that calf born, and I was out there making a video, or started making a video. It was cold, raining, and I was out there trying to check on it and everything. I'd had the truck down there, so I started a video on there talking and stuff, and then saying I needed to go over and help the calf, and I handed her the phone, and she just kept on recording and recording,
yeah.
and then when we got done, I said she kept on that about I need to start a YouTube channel, so I just hit the upload button. And that's how I wound up starting.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I did my first video at up there in Mayberry, Andy Griffith's place and all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I done that. That was like I said in I can't remember the month or nothing now. April, I think. And I think my next video I put out was at the end of August or September or something.
Yeah.
And then we just, got after that, I got to putting one out here and there and just kept on and on and on. And then I got to going in on other people's lives and hanging out and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we got to doing lives. We done that 500 subscriber giveaway, and that guy come in there that night and started making remarks and about he made a thing on his channel one night there. Somebody said something about him getting his hair cut.
Yeah.
He said for a $500 super chat, I'll cut my hair. Well, a week or two later, there was a Canadian come in there and done a $500 super chat for him to cut his hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So when he come in on mine, I told him, I said, shoot, I said, if I could just hit 1,000 subscribers, I said, I'd just shave my head and my face because I had a big beard then too, And
Yeah.
he said, well, you better watch what you ask for, because it could happen. I started doing this in life and said, I ain't got nothing to worry about. Some other people had asked him about doing a shout out and stuff
Yeah.
to help them out. And a lot of the bigger channels, it makes them mad if you ask for a shout out.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but a lot of them it does. So I just told him, I said, I ain't got nothing to worry about. Well, at the time he had two channels. One of them, the big channel that he had at the time, I think had about 28 or 30,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
And his little channel had like 8,000. And he done the shout out on his little channel. And I'm like, still ain't got nothing to worry about, And then about like 30 minutes later, I happened to look over at the numbers, and I was sitting there like, oh my God. They just kept going and going and going,
Yeah.
So I a video on my channel where I had my head and hair, face, and all shaved.
Oh.
Done it on the live stream.
Yeah, I gotta go get mine cut. It's getting in my eyes.
Yeah, I'd say that.
I'm thinking about getting this here highlighted. This right here, so you can see.
That's one thing. I mean, all of my family is bald, but I still got full head. I ain't got no color left in it, but the old lady used to swear I had black hair, and I kept telling her, said, no, my hair ain't black, it's brown. She kept, no, it ain't, it's black. And then she met my daddy and my grandma, and she said, your hair is brown, ain't it? But my great-great-grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee.
Yeah.
And my grandma, they said my great-great-grandma had just one little streak of gray in her hair when she passed away, and my grandma was 80, 87, 88, somewhere's in there. And that's all she had was one little gray stripe. But now my grandpa, he was completely white-headed when he was in his 50s, probably.
Yeah. That's my mom. She was gray-headed, very young age.
Yeah.
My
I
dad,
know my dad, his hair is dark or darker than mine is right now. He's 88.
I used to have a full head of hair, but when I got Crohn's disease, all mine fell out.
I had a doctor diagnose me with that and treated me for it for over a year, and went back in for a follow-up. And he looked at me and said, why are you taking this medication for Crohn's disease? I said, you ain't got Crohn's disease. I said, do what? He said, oh, you ain't got Crohn's disease. You ain't never had it. I'm like, well, why did you give me the medication? Been treating me like this for a year.
Yeah.
I said, you was the dummy to give it to me. And
Oh,
I told him, I said, you know, I don't need to come back and see you no more.
yeah.
I mean, he had me on like next to the highest level of medication you could take for Crohn's disease.
Yeah. Well, I'm got to the highest levels. I'm taking infusion treatment, so and I'm at the highest level that they can give on that.
Eh? I don't know if they had that back then. It's been oh, 30 some years ago.
They stuck me in this arm. They couldn't find a vein. She just dug in there like that, trying to find a vein. Went through the
Oh, no.
vein, so they couldn't get nothing out there. So they pulled it out of that arm and stuck it over here and found it right there. And now I got a bruise when she tucks it out.
Oh,
I bruise too easy now.
eh? I've been noticing that the last few weeks.
I walked in that daggone door at work the other day and put a bruise on my shoulder right there. Now that hurts. I guess I'm getting a little senile and everything else. I'm walking in everything. I can see better at nighttime in dark than I can in the daylight when the lights are shining.
I hear you.
Yeah, I can walk on in this house like it ain't nothing dark, no lights on or nothing. I mean, pitch dark. I can see. But if I've got the lights on, I can walk into everything you can see.
I used to be able to see a whole lot better at night than I can anymore. I mean, I remember used to going out walking in the woods at night, no flashlight, no nothing, you know, go out there and walk around.
No.
Now I can't hardly walk down the road to the pastures and stuff at night. I don't think it's as much. I think it's more being afraid of falling anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because as you get older, them falls don't they hurt worse.
Hurt worse.
Yeah, and it takes longer to get over them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you used to fall down, get up, and wipe the dirt off, and just keep on going. Now I lay there and roll around 5 minutes and cry a while, and then finally get back up on my feet and
Yeah.
limp for 2 or 3 days.
Kenny said, Jonathan, are you saying that you are blind as a bat? Now I can see good. I mean, I've got 20/20 vision in my eyes, and I went and had my ears checked the other day, and she said I had 20/20 vision in my ears. So I'm pretty good. It's just here lately I can pretty much see better at night than I can at day.
I got out of trouble here a while back by getting to go take a hearing test.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the old lady kept telling everybody it was just my select hearing,
Yeah.
and went and had that hearing test done. They said, no, you talking the same tone or the same category or whatever tone levels as where he's losing his hearing.
Yeah.
So she can't say it's selective hearing no more.
Yeah.
I
So
should have
what?
told her on account of hearing her gripe at me for 40 years.
Yeah.
I was looking to see something come flying out the bedroom door.
That's like when I went and had my eyes checked for the annual thing for the insurance. You got to go like once a year just to get your eyes checked and all that stuff. I went up there and I passed all the eye tests and that dude squirt that stuff in my eyes, made my eyeballs where I couldn't see nothing. And I passed all the eye tests and everything. And I said, man, I wanted glasses like that. And he said, well, I can give you a pair without the lens. I said, why do I want a pair without the lens for? And he was all willing about selling me the frames.
Oh, well, you can get them with or used to. There was some people I knew I've got them with the transitional lens, you know, where they darken down,
Yeah,
but they just clear glass.
yeah.
But they liked them because, you know, when they walked outside and stuff, they'd turn the shades and stuff. And
Yeah. I don't know. I would like to wear glasses more than I would them contacts. I can't wear contacts. I can't stand my eyeball touched.
I can't stand nothing touching my eyeball.
If I had to wear glasses, that will be glasses. I don't
Hey,
know.
I got a piece of sawdust in this one when I was 16 or 18. I can't remember what age I was, between 16 and 18, and scratched my eyeball real bad.
No.
And I had to wear a patch for about 2 or 3 weeks over it because I couldn't stand no light to hit that eye.
No.
And had to take it out, that patch off every night and put a bunch of cream in it and do it early every morning. And
That's like a guy over there at the golf course. He burned his eyes so many times watching it fool weld. I thought if you burnt your eyes first time, you already learned the first time. Don't sit there and keep looking at it when that dude's welding. That's your stupid fault.
Yeah, I done that one time when I was a kid. Daddy was doing some welding, and I decided I was going to watch, see how to do it.
Nah.
It only took the one time.
Yeah.
Now my brother, he used to work down there at Unified, but he worked over here at Albatachay before that, and
Nah.
he went to Unified when they started building the third plant there up on the hill.
Nah.
I think they call that T2 now. I think, but where they was putting in all them machines, and he's in there working, setting up machines, and they was still building and welding and everything.
Yeah.
He got his eyes burnt there 4 or 5 times there in a few months, really, really bad, and it took a toll on his.
Yeah.
I think it took him about 40 years to get over it.
Yeah. I never watched anybody weld. I tried to weld myself over at the golf course one time and kept on getting that rod to stick on the metal, and I couldn't ever figure out the concept of it. And I said, "Here, you do it."
You got to get it just right there close enough to it for it to jump.
Yeah.
It's actually arcing, you know. It ain't. You don't touch the metal. You get it just close enough. And
Yeah.
I'm like you. I've done some welding, but it's hard for me to get a stick started.
Yeah. Now I like to try that wire welding where it feeds that wire out through there.
Yeah.
I believe I can probably do that a little bit better.
To me it is easier. Yeah. But you kind of see, if I ain't mistaken, the wire welding you go backwards
Yeah.
instead of welding toward you, you weld away from it.
Yeah.
I'm a thinking's the way they told me on that, but now
I believe I could do that better than the other. But now you try and use that stick, there's no way.
yeah,
You gotta have an act for that.
yeah. My brother, he was always pretty good at welding.
Yeah.
Mine, I've never had my welding to break yet. And I mean, I even took a tractor and trailer, 2 tractor and trailers one time, and cut them in two and put two together to make one,
Yeah.
or 2 road tractors. And I run that thing all over the United States, and it held together. So
Yeah.
But my welding is some of the ugliest stuff you ever seen.
Hey, that's the best kind of welding, though.
Evidently, for me, it is, because I can't lay a good pretty bead, or not much. I have a place here and there where it looks like I learned how to do it for a second and then I forget again.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't believe that'd be one job I couldn't do is welding. Especially you get to be a welder and you got to go weld on these big skyscraping buildings and stuff like that. There is no way I wouldn't even got off the first floor if I'd done that kind of welding.
I hear you.
A million feet up in the air, there is no way.
Now, I don't know. Back in the day, I probably would have climbed up there. I mean, I've always been scared of heights, but I used to work down there at that feed mill, and we had to go up on them elevators 100 and I forget now what that elevator was, 100 and some feet high. After you get up on top of the mill, you got to climb up the side of that grain elevator another 30 or 40 feet.
Yeah.
And then you get up there and you got just a big enough area to stand.
Yeah.
I used to get up there and climb over them and everything all the time. But anymore, I start up the steps at the front door and I get dizzy.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've been on top of the house one time. That's when I ran a fire call and I had to get up there to get access to the attic from the roof just so I could put the fire out. But I wouldn't got up there if there hadn't been a fire in the house. I guess it was just adrenaline rush. And when I got the fire out and I was standing on that roof, I thought, oh God, how am I going to get down now? I'm scared.
Oh.
They had to come and get me down and help me down because I wasn't going to go down that ladder.
Hey.
I'm scared to death of heights. But now when there was a fire inside that house, I'd crawl over top of that roof, wouldn't even think about it being that high. But I like to be inside of house fires. I like being there where the flames, where you can sit there just for a second and you can feel the house just vibrate, just jump like an earthquake.
I hear you.
Now that was about the best fire I've been into.
Hey. Worst as I ever been into was one when my house burnt down.
I've been in several. Several. And I know one of them I didn't even think I was going to get out. That's how bad it was.
I heard we had a neighbor out here lost their house this morning. Yeah. Feel sorry for them. I know how that is.
Yeah.
I've been remodeling mine. I liked 2 rooms, I think it was, having it completely remodeled.
No.
And I was going to go get my homeowner.
No.
All that money I spent, I mean, I done had the living rooms redone, all new furniture in the living rooms. Bathroom was completely redone. The second bathroom, there wasn't really much I was going to do to it or nothing in the bedroom. But then the master bedroom, I liked finishing it up, and the kitchen and dining room areas, all I liked having that house completely remodeled.
No.
I mean, new sheetrock, carpet, flooring, chair, big screen TV.
No.
Put a new couch and a love seat and recliners in the living room. I mean, that stuff didn't even have it 3 months when the house burned down. Yeah. I hadn't even had the couch. My spot in the couch wore out enough to work.
That's funny. Yeah. I've seen some. And one of the worst fires we've been to was a house caught on fire. A woman was she was cooking French fries that morning for her kids. And the grease caught on fire. And instead of taking the lid and smothering it out, she took a pitcher of lemonade and threw it on it.
Oh, no.
And it burnt the whole house down.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about just the kitchen. I'm talking about the living room, the bedrooms, the basement, everything else.
Oh, you take a little bit of hot oil and put some water in it, that stuff will foam up. And
yeah,
I don't know. I reckon the oxygen that's in the water and stuff, it comes out, it makes a heck of a fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That stuff gets hot. But I burnt my oil one time that had water in it.
Yeah.
Get it out of a container.
Yeah.
And after I got it to burning, I wished I hadn't, because I didn't know where that was going to stop at. I mean, that bucket was sitting there and it looked like foam just rolling out the top of it and the flame just rolling. I'm like, oh, Lordy, what have I done?
Oh, that's something else.
I thought I never tried that again neither.
Yeah, yeah. I say not. Well, I want to get off here, Bub. I really do appreciate you coming on and
No
hanging
problem.
out with us. I do appreciate everybody in the chat also. Uh, I hope everybody had a wonderful week so far. Hope y'all do have a wonderful weekend. I know I'm gonna spend mine at work, so but we should be going back on Friday. I mean Monday. Me and my dad might go back out into the Quaker Cemetery or somewhere. I'm not sure yet. But Friday night or Saturday, we're going to be going to either to the bridge or to the family graveyard. But I have to record family graveyard and put it up because I can't go live there. So we will try something that I don't know yet. So let's see. Well, do you want to type in C.O.P.S into the chat and so people can join your link?
I'd have to go over here. Let me.
Because there's some new ones in here that wasn't in here early. Just go ahead and type C.O.P.S in there. And,
I'm trying to get there. It's going everywhere else.
I don't know how to do the Premiere stuff. To be honest with you.
A Premiere, you just make your video, and then when you upload it and when you're scheduling it,
Yeah.
you schedule it as a Premiere.
Oh, okay. So that'd be in when you get ready to schedule it, and it'll be right there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all, there's his link if y'all want to go over and check them out. And
yeah, because this morning I don't think I was, but just I think about 6 away from hitting 1,800.
Yep. So he's a great guy. I mean, they just live like spitting image, jump, hop.
Skipping a jump.
Yeah, a little bit more big of a hop than just a regular hop.
Yeah.
But,
as long as you don't hop in the wrong place and hit the middle of the river, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon they had a bad wreck over on 77 again today.
Yeah. The guy that I work with, he said this morning he was coming to work and said every fire truck at the fire department was gone. I don't know where he lived at. He said there must have been a wreck somewhere. I guess 77 or somewhere. I reckon. I don't know where.
Well, now, like I said, our neighbor out here, they was their house burnt down this morning. I think about 4 o'clock or something, when all the fire trucks and stuff was coming through here.
That might have been what he was talking about this morning. Then,
yeah,
because he said he passed a couple of them and said like run him plumb off the road.
Hey, I don't know what time the wreck happened out there on 77, but
yeah,
happened there. Well, I told her to check for Yadkin County, but it was probably Surrey because it was just right across the river, I think.
Yeah.
Right there before you get to where 21 splits off to the left.
Yeah. Well, you have a good night, and I hope you have a better day, and I hope your shoulder gets better for you.
Me too. I'm ready for it to get better. I'm tired of this.
Yeah. I'll be praying for you, that's for sure.
I appreciate it.
Kenny said he just gave you a sub.
I thank you and appreciate that. All righty, y'all. I'm gonna let this fella get off here because I know he said something about he's got to go to work in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna get something to eat and crash here in about 5-10 minutes.
I better get off here and let him get done because I ain't got to get up and go to work. I just work here on the farm all the time. So
yes. Well, that's
I ain't
work.
got to get to go nowhere. Yeah, mine's 7 days a week, and I don't have sick days or
Yeah.
very few people I can call on to come and take over.
Well, if you ever need any help, holler at me.
All righty.
Cause I can do some of that stuff.
Yeah, we'll get you down here and learn you how to milk them cows.
And I don't know how to milk cows now.
Well, we'll start you off on something smaller. We'll learn you on the goats. Hey, you like to milk the way I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got milkers. I don't hand milk them. Now Stevie, he still likes to hand milk.
Yeah.
But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna quit trying to get sidetracked here, and I have him up. I have his extra hours in by daylight.
Yeah. I hope we can get them hours. I'm working on for this week. I hope I can get them all this week. So
Hey,
and everything like that. So, but
hey,
I do appreciate you so much for coming
do
on.
like some of them ones and do a 24-hour live.
I'm thinking about doing that.
I tell you what, there's a lot of them that that and some small giveaways works really good too. A lot of people comes in for them giveaways. I mean, and you don't have to. It don't have to be real expensive gifts.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that we get ready to give away our Gizmo dog that we have, the old one.
Yeah,
We got us a new one, so we're going to have my team's going to sign this one, the old one, and we're going
yeah,
to give it away as a souvenir from Cops.
yeah.
So I don't know who's the lucky one's going to get it, but I ain't done a contest of it yet, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been looking for that. I was going to try to sign up for it.
Yeah. I'm more welcome to sign up just whenever I decide to get it done.
Yeah,
That's our first gizmo, and it was our one that we first got to go off on the bridge, and it's kind of like special. So
I bought a Siberian Husky puppy, little male dog, and when I first got him, he was I brought him home and had him there in the house.
yeah,
And he went over there at the dirty clothes and laid down in the dirty clothes, and all you could see was the top of his nose, his eyes, and the top of his head.
mm-hmm.
And he was a red, white and red Siberian Husky. And I looked at the wife and I said, "Look at there." I said, "There's Gizmo." And he put his head up. So that's what his name was the whole time was Gizmo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All righty, buddy. I know you need me to get stretched out.
you're fine. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank each and every one of y'all coming in.
Thank
And
you for having me.
oh man, it's a blessing to have you. I've been wanting to have you on here for a while. I'd like to get you and Stevie on here.
Yeah, we'll get Stevie on here. He'll jump on the live stream. He ain't scared.
Yeah, he's supposed to come on one night here soon. We hadn't really scheduled it, but he told me he'll come on whenever we get it going.
Yeah, you have to next time you talk to him, you have to tell him I done beat him. I done come up. It's his turn now.
All right, I sure will. I sure will. Hey, Bacon with Miss Red, how you doing? Drop some love and thumbs. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. I appreciate you coming in. We're getting ready to get after it here. But I do appreciate it. If y'all want to go back and watch the replay, you can. And but let's see. There's something I was going to say right quick, but I don't know what it was. But
I have that problem.
I have it all the time.
Yep.
But I see y'all later. Bye bye, everybody. Y'all have a good one.
I know.
See y'all.